Okay, so for $10,000, I don't think Rolanda should have done it at all, basically, but she decides that she's going to do it. The question is, can it come to anything? Will she get any resolution from it? You know, how will Amber accept it? Let's get into it.
Business partners. I didn't expect for us to meet up to talk about y'all's relationship, but you know, I just feel like, I don't know, I just said okay. I don't know what good it can do, but I'm sorry if I'm a little taken aback.
So Amber is visibly upset because she can't believe that after spending her time yesterday and breaking down and giving Anthony a non-yelling conversation, which was a great conversation, by the way, there wasn't much yelling, which means that, sure, I understand the expression of selves, but at least him can't say that she was yelling. Basically, she was basically speaking very freely with him, and after talking to him and giving him all of the advice, him basically overlook all of that, and Rolanda is in front of her face, and she's has a right to be visibly uncomfortable to talk about this.
Did not expect my husband to tell his ex about what's going on with he and I. But yes, I asked him for a divorce. I did.
So, and he also mentioned something. This is so awkward. I understand. He said something about you're not getting any support from him. He's not being there for him. I get it. I get it.
It's not just that, Ro. It's everything. I've tried to pretend like I'm okay with all of this. Shayla and the baby. I mean, this man had a whole baby. We don't even have kids. He sat there and watched me miscarry.
See, I talked about that. I did talk about that. I did say that if Amber had gotten her own kid, it probably would have softened the blow. But the mere fact that she has to live with the fact that her husband has another outside child, right? And that child has occurred within her marriage, not outside, meaning Anthony didn't bring the kid into the marriage. The kid has already been there. The kid is now been brought in on her. That is a lot. Now, what I also like from her right here, so is that again, I'm telling you, this version of Amber is winning me. What I like from this version of Amber is honesty, because she's starting to be very honest that yes, maybe I didn't like exactly what it was. Maybe I never liked where this was going. Maybe I'm now realizing that, you know what? I don't like this at all. I'm in this and I think I want to change my mind, and nothing is wrong with that at all. I like that she's starting to find in her mind where she's finding the issues. I just like that. It seemed real. It seemed real from her. And truth be told, I'm this close to saying might as well just get the divorce. Yeah, I'm hoping that somehow Anthony can figure it out. But I'm almost this close to saying, hey, what the heck? Because the truth of the matter is, this is something again him and Amber should be talking about, and not Rolanda. And I'm not going to blame her for having to talk about this, because the truth of the matter is Anthony is the one that has initiated this conversation. So he deserves 100% blame for having to have this conversation happen. That's what I'm going to say on that.
And then go and made a baby with my best friend. I said for better or for worse, Ro, but I didn't sign up for this.
Well, you signed up for it. You just didn't know that that's what you were signing up for. That's the only thing I'd say to that. You signed up for it. You just didn't know that that's what you were signing up for. And that's different. That's different to say. You can say, hey, you know what? I thought I was signing up for this, but I got this instead. That is a fair argument. That's what I want her to get at.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say this. In spite of our history, I'm still a woman. I've been there twice. Married, divorced, married, divorced. And I get the whole being the ride or die and being loyal and being rewarded for hanging in there and doing what we need to do. But at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you to do what you need to do.
So guess what? Didn't work. And I'm glad that Rolanda has said this. But the only thing with me and Rolanda is now is that Rolanda needs to now say this that she's saying, that Amber needs to do what she needs to do to Anthony as well. Then I'll be okay with it. Because you see, sometimes Rolanda can do some things where she'll be hypocritical. She'll say one thing to Amber and then she'll go to Anthony and say another thing because she's trying to soften the blow. The same way that she has all this lip and all of this energy with Amber, I want the same energy when she goes back to report to Anthony and tell him, hey, I've told your wife she needs to do what she needs to do because this is the idea. She's gone through it all, and this is exactly what she's feeling. If Rolanda does that, I'm squared. Okay, all right, that's that. But everybody's telling her exactly this the right thing. Honestly, ladies, them not telling her the wrong thing. They're telling her the right thing because at this point, yes, Anthony needs to do the work. He needs to do the work. If he's not doing the work, it don't make sense.
That's my business partner, but you're still a woman, and I get it. And I'm always going to advocate for what's right. And I do know the history. I do. And I don't wish that on not one woman ever. So you do what you got to do.
Well, you shouldn't wish that on any man either. So not just any woman, but any man either. So anyways, I'm just making sure. So in other words, if a man was in the same position, you wouldn't wish that on him either.
For Amber. For you. Because I know you've been there right about it. In spite of what me and you done been through,
All right, so that's about it. I'm glad that Rolanda came to this consensus because, like I've said before, I'm on the side of people ask me, O'Neill, where are you? I'm on the side of this. Anthony has to do the work. None of these women can do the work for you. I guess the next person he's going to call is Coco. And I hope that Coco just washes her hand. They need to wash their hands of this. They need to. They need to allow the woman to do what she needs to do. Because it is kind of pathetic for Anthony to be asking everyone else to do the work for him. He's got to do this on his own. He have to figure this out because if he doesn't figure this out, they're going to be here again because of lack of understanding. He must use this moment, which is what I think they're trying to give us on screen. Anthony must use this moment for the purpose of change and growth. If he misses this lesson, then they will be in the same ruckus again and again and again. So if he's going to miss the lesson and he's not going to do the work, then I'm all for they need to get a divorce. If he's going to do the work, then sure, I have a little inkling where I can say, well, hey, let me see if he can pull it off. But that's my take on it. I'm glad Rolanda, is not, pushing it at all and pushing the envelope, and she just go listen and basically collect $10,000 because that's what has occurred. She just listened to Amber and basically, say, hey, Anthony, hey, I'm gonna need my 10 grand. That's about it. Just to make 10 grand. Is this how you'd have made 10 grand off of Anthony to friends? I know you probably all would. It is funny. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and talk to y'all soon.